Department of Management Sciences, titled Impactful Information of Behavioral Sciences in Sustainable Business Practices. As Albert Einstein said, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Conferences like this gives us a great platform to share knowledge, gain knowledge, and learn from one another. With a thought, let's begin today's program. To begin this event on a graceful note, let's listen to the invocation. Please take your seats. A warm welcome sets the tone for every successful event. Let me invite the conference convener, Dr. C. Evangeline, HOD of MBA, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Good morning all, and I take this moment to welcome everyone for this international conference on impactful intervention of behavioral sciences in sustainable business practices for the year 2026. I'm happy to invite all the participants who have been connected online as well as online. I'm happy to say that we have 90 papers being received and 116 participants, authors have been registered for the conference. And I'm happy to invite and welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Iibssbp, an application architect from Florida, USA, who is connected through Google Meet. Welcome you, sir. I welcome our Beloved Principal, Dr. S. for the conference. I welcome our respected Dean Academics, Dr. Daniel, for the conference. I especially welcome all the faculty members, students, and all participants being connected online, offline, and all the people who are watching the conference to YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Lighting the lamp symbolizes knowledge and wisdom. I invite our dignitaries to come forward, light the Kutuvilaku.
respected Chief Guest of the International Conference, Mr. Iibssbp, Application Architect, RCK Techniques, Florida, USA. Thank you for accepting our invitation and chair the session. Dr. Iibssbp, Head of the Department, Management Sciences, and also Conference Convener, Dr. Vimal, Dean Academics, Conference Coordinator, Dr. P.K. Dhanalakshmi, and faculty members, students, and participants who are presenting paper today. Actually, this is the third international conference organized by the Department of Management Science. I really happy to see a lot of improvements in the number of papers which we are receiving and the quality which they try to maintain at par with any standard international conferences. And we are also happy that we have received paper really in the international sense. And the theme of the conference looks very interesting. It is an impactful intervention of behavioral science in sustainable business practices. So, sustainable is a new coin, old technology, old terminology in a new cup. It is something like it is naturally available, so that it is not created with the artificiality. So natural existence, we generally call the sustenance. And having the behavioral science in a sustenance business practice, that is, it is a something like a friendly business sense or what may be. And the purpose of the international conference, that's very important. Because when we pitched the international conference in this institution, our main vision is bringing the researchers onto a single podium. Because when I was doing my PhD course, I used to attend all the conferences in the sense, sometimes even when my papers was not there, still I used to go and sit in the audience level. The reason is very simple, because you know that generally, though we have the habit of, most of the researchers have the habit of reading lot of technologies, advancements and research, still the publication, the published article would have taken at least minimum 6 to 8 months. That means that technology what they publish on a journal would probably happen 6 to 8 months before. Okay, but the conference is entirely different scenario. Actually, there is a small difference between a conference and a journal material. Conference material is only talking about the intermediate result which you have obtained in the management case studies or experiment or a field study, whatever. So sometimes a very limited information could be presented in a conference. It may be when we go for a full-fledged statement, it may deviate to some extent. But however, it has to be published somewhere. Otherwise, what happens if you wait for your paper to get published? It will take 8 months. By the time your technology would have been analyzed by some other person, and they claim the authorship of the technology. So the research world is entirely highly competitive in nature. We are not, because the students now we started entering the research arena where the competition is very high. And in fact, we always recommend that if you are a researcher, you are not supposed to discuss about your actual research findings unless it is in a conference places. Because if you simply discuss with your colleagues or friends about what is your novel idea, next day you can see there is a publication in this thing. By the time you plan everything and get it published, your paper will be rejected because it's already published by someone. This has happened in many cases, even in my life also it's happened, where my colleague happened to discuss with his fellow man, okay, and he was not satisfied with the data which is collected. He went for enhanced data collection. By the time he submitted, his paper was rejected, and because they say that the plagiarism, the same title is already existing, and when you look into the paper, it is his friend only. So this is the competitions. That's why the conference is playing a vital role in avoiding such nuisances. Because as you get your new idea, immediately you have to present in conferences which is registered at the ISBN number. Because if it is not registered with the ISBN number, anybody can publish once again. That's right. And also there is a one positive aspect of a real international conference like what we are conducting in Department of Management Sciences. This conference is technically collaborated with a journal. In the sense, the best paper, if you feel that your paper is a really novel and has an innovation center, immediately it will be observed with a journal paper, journal editorial, and will be published. That means you get a double advantage. One means it will be authenticated that you are an author, you are the first person to present in the material in a conference proceedings, because the proceedings comes with international library catalog number, okay, ISBN number, and also the enhanced version of your paper will be published in journal. Okay, that way I am really happy that the head of the department and the coordinator taken the immense effort to publish the papers presented in this conference in a Scopus English journal. I wish once again all the best for the Department of Management Science. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful and informative address. I now invite Dr. Karan Acumen, Dean Academics, to deliver the felicitation address.
Very good morning, all the participants, dignitaries on the dais, and all the participants who have connected online and who have joined this organizing today morning. And it gives me a great privilege and a pleasure to be a part of the conference that is being organized by the Department of Management Studies. I would also like to congratulate the organizing committee for having taken such an initiation in organizing this event. We do understand that conferences creates a platform for us where we can present our work, our innovative ideas, and also explore our research knowledge. It also tries to bring together the academicians, the investigators, and also the researchers together in a common platform. So, end of the day, the knowledge is being shared across among the participants and all the people who are gathered together. So, I am very sure and confident that end of the conference, all of you would be enhanced with quite an amount of knowledge towards the latest updations and the solutions that are being provided for the business challenges that are currently available in today's world. At the end of the keynote and the technical session which is happening today. And I would again take this opportunity to congratulate the organizing team and the department for having come up with such an event. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Now, we have released the conference proceeding. I now request the Lava Principal, Dr. S. Purnachandra, St. Peter's College of Engineering and Technology, to kindly release the ISBN board. And I
Good morning to everyone present. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our respected chief guest, Mr. Gyana Kumar Iibssbp, who has completed his schooling and college education in Chennai and began his professional journey as a software trainee. In 2011, he moved to United Kingdom on an on-site basis, and later in 2014, he relocated to US. During his career, he served many companies in the role of solution architect. At present, he is working as an application architect in RCK Techies, Florida. He specializes in leveraging Azure and AWS cloud platforms, AI and machine learning technologies, and ASP.NET to design and implement scalable cloud-native solutions. We are truly honored and delighted to have such an accomplished professional with us today. On behalf of everyone present here, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to Mr. Gyana Kumar Iibssbp to this gathering.
Thank you, Mr. Devraj, for the introduction. Knowledge shares is knowledge multiplied. With this talk, we now move to the keynote address. Now, let us listen to the keynote address by Mr. Gyana Kumar Iibssbp, who is known for application architect, RCK Techies, Florida, USA. Welcome you, sir.
Hello all, good morning. Okay, alright. Good morning everyone, and then respected dignitaries, Principal St. Peter's College, Dr. S. Purnachandra, and then Chairperson Dr. T. Bhanumati, and then Trustees Dr. T. Lasya, and then Dr. T. Namuda, and then Dean Dr. Dharani Vimal, Secretary Mr. K. Prabhu, Dr. C. Evangeline, HOD, Conference Convener, and then my college mate friend, Conference Coordinator, Dr. P. K. Dhanlakshmi. Good morning everyone. I know, look at the topic you guys set up. Impactful intervention of behavioral science in sustainable business practice. Right, I'm not sure like how many people really understood this topic, right? It's such a lengthy topic, and then it's very difficult to understand. I've asked my fellow people like in US, what do you think about this topic, right? Like it's such a big topic, so let me think about it and then say, at least first let me explain to my knowledge what we mean here. Why we gathered here as part of a conference, right? It's a third international conference. I really appreciate the moderators here bringing this topic here and then making this aware, right? I'm not going to say anything new here, right? This is not a research topic or anything, but the importance of this conference and then the ultimate aim of this conference is all the things you already know a little bit here and there. But I think it's our duty to bring it very closer to you, your eyes and ears, so that when you think about it, you apply it in your business, you apply it in your career. That's the agenda of these meetings and international conference, right? So the first thing, the big topic is sustainable business practice, right? So everybody, almost like everybody, you talk, you feel in around mid-40s, right? They all talk about business. Anybody you ask, they say, I want to start a business. Especially the guys, right? The guys, they go to the tea shop, they see 100 people in a tea shop. See, whatever really counts this one and say, 100 people in the day, another 100 people in the evening. I want to make a tea shop business. Right? And then there you go to Pani shop, you see a large crowd, and they say, I want to make a Pani business. So the business is always there. People are already every time they are part of this business, right? And then people also make a restaurant business. But how do you survive for a long time? How do you make this business sustainable? Is all the big question we have, right? People think about the business, they might jump into take up start a YouTube channel, right? So that's how they start these videos. business, who want to become make money out of business. They are not able to survive for long. Only very few people like survive for long. So we need to say about sustainable business practice. Like, how can a business be sustainable? What kind of activities they do in order to become a sustainable in the industry? Right? That's only the second part of your word, right, in the talk. Now coming back to this first half, right? The first half says, like, the impactful information of behavioral science. So what is this behavioral science like in a business, right? Behavioral science is like how do people react? How do they make their decisions in critical situations? How do they react to events around them? How do they handle this like emotional activities in their day-to-day activities or in the work, right? So this business, long-running business has a strong tie with your behavioral science. So you need to make sure like you educate people, you create this awareness, right? So that you run the business longer. So how does people usually make like the business to make the business longer, right? You have to influence the people, you have to influence the customer. The three things they say like in every organization, every business has to balance. One is people, another one is the profit, and another one is the planet. So the profit is not ultimate one. Without profit, you cannot run a business. So the first thing is the profit, obviously. And second thing is like how do you contribute to people? Like the people around you. What is that you're giving back to your society? That's the second thing. And the third thing they say is like planet. What do you do to this planet? Like what kind of activities you do to this planet? Are you like bringing any awareness campaigns or planting the trees? Are you educating people about less usage of plastics? Are you thinking of educating people about water wastage? All those things, right? So the business has to balance all these three things: the planet, the people, and the profit. All these things they have to balance in order to make a sustainable business practice. Every small thing in a business want to run for a long time, right? They have to do all those things. Think about a small example, right? Let's say we see a lot of time we use this napkins because napkins are the tissue paper in India, right? If you want to wipe a small 3 to 4 drops of water as a neighbor, it gets spilled over. You put up immediately 4 to 5 tissue papers and then right wipe. You obviously need one. But when you take up too many things, it's like because you're not understanding the impact of these things. Right? We all know the wasting things is not appreciated. But then every time a conference like this has to come up in front of you and then educate you or make more awareness to you don't waste your resources. Be conscious about your environment. Be conscious about the people. Then how do you make people impact this business nations? Right? You need to have workshops. You can have see a lot of organizations. A lot of organizations they conduct workshops, they conduct trainings, and then they do the education scholarships there and everything. So a lot of things they do in order to bring people so that they can contribute to the long-running business. Think about big organizations Tata companies they all for 40, 50 years, 100 years. You cannot run a business just by having a profit for 40 years or 50 years, right? So you need to give back to society. You need to educate good culture. Your business has to be very ethical, and all those things have to do in order to run your business for a long time. So that's where this conference I say they want to emphasize how human behaviors, the behavioral science, has impacted the sustainable business practice. If we have to ask me, I would say yes. It has really impacted. Even though we run robots, AIs, everything down, we still work with more than 80% of people in every organization. Whenever there is a people, there is an emotion. Right? Your have a strong drive towards emotions. So, next time, you think about when you go to your career, next time, when you run an organization, when you start a business, whatever we talk here, even a small portion of it comes to your mind when you create an organization. That's the success of this kind of a conference, right? How do you not waste the papers? How do you avoid printing large papers? Like if you go to even a bank ATMs nowadays you see a small mask in the bank ATM, you withdraw money, you want to print this way, right? And you not print it by saving the environment. That's a small thing. We might think like, what is there? We have print a small paper, like, one is that you are going to contribute to the society. Think about how many ATMs we have. Think about how many people withdraw cash in a day, check their balance in a day. So if you all decide not to print it, so it's not one piece of paper. Every time you make paper, right? There is one. So small initiatives, business, do to the society has a big impact, and that comes from the human behavior, right? If that small piece of word they put in the ATM saying you want to print this paper, the amount of work to develop that software, that particular small portion is probably like 2 weeks. But now if you think about that 2 weeks of effort will save a lot of trees by now. So next time when you think about the human behavior in your running your business, think about the ethics, think about how do you educate people, create awareness of not wasting the resources, how to contribute to the society, all those things. I think that's the message today and this conference. I really appreciate people arranging this conference. Really appreciate for bringing people together. Then to sit together and listen to all those things. I really appreciate all the effort and thanks everyone for giving this opportunity also. For taking this time, but I really appreciate all the effort and activities related to all this one. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for your great and insightful words. Now, let me invite Dr. Murali, Professor, Department of Management Sciences, to deliver the inaugural address. Inaugural Word of Thanks.
Good morning to everyone. I am happy to thank for everyone for joining the inaugural session. I thank our management, Dr. Panamani Madam, Trustee Dr. Lasya Madam, and Dr. Ramada Madam, and our Secretary, Mr. Prabhu Sir. Principal, Dean Academic, HODs, faculties, students, and participants. A special thanks to Mr. Jnanakumar Iibssbp sir for this profound speech on business functions. I wish all the participants to present your papers successfully. Thank you.
Thank you so